Alrighty, this story comes straight from Jordan Maxwell. So I don't remember if he was one of the boys or if it was a friend of his that was one of the boys. But anyway, this story comes from Jordan Maxwell. Based on a true story. Okay, so that's what makes it even creepier. But these two boys were out late at night, possibly out later than they should have been. And they were just, they weren't doing anything wrong or anything. They were just out late for whatever reason. And they happened to see this cat sitting on a fence. And the reason they noticed it was because it kept staring at them. It just kept staring at them and staring at them and staring at them. And they thought that was kind of strange. But, really, if you know anything about cats, they do tend to stare at people. They stare at everything. They look at everything. They got their head on a swivel, man. They're constantly looking at everything. But this cat seemed to be enthralled by the two boys. Well, they never gave it no mind. And so they went on ahead and, did what they were going to do. And I guess they may have just went and looked around or went to somebody's house or whatever. But anyway, time passed, right? A bit of time passed. Saw the cat again, sitting on a fence. Now, mind you, this is at night. And I saw the cat sitting on the fence, staring at him. And I said, okay, this is starting to get a little creepy because, the cat should be, thinking about other things like catching mice or looking for something or whatever. But kept staring at him. And this time they were going to confront the cat. They were actually going to confront the cat and get up near it. But before they had a chance to react, the cat leaped off the fence and turned into a very tall man with a cape. Yeah, I said a cape. And this time it wasn't his daughter's cape, trolls. I can't remember if he said he had a top hat or not, but he definitely had a cape. And then the man started staring at them as he walked across the parking area. He kept staring at him. And they were just absolutely gobsmacked that, here's this cat and it leaps off the fence and onto the parking lot and becomes a man, a very tall man at that, with a cape. And he's just walking across the sidewalk or across the parking area, and he kept staring at him. Okay. And then when he gets to another fence on the other side of the parking lot, he leaps and ends up being a cat again. And at that point, the kids freak out and they run. Okay, now this is a true story from Jordan Maxwell. So, take it for what it's worth. But I thought it was so bizarre that it had to be brought up because that's pretty interesting. And I thought you guys might be interested in that. So, be careful what's out there because we don't know what's out there. You could be around somebody that isn't even human and wouldn't even know it, right? So be advised, there's a lot of strange stuff out there that you may not be aware of. And just, like I said, always keep your head on a swivel because you don't know what's out there, man. But I thought that was so bizarre, and that's based on a true story from Jordan Maxwell. And I thought, man, I gotta share this one because that's really bizarre. I mean, the cat leaps off the fence and into the parking lot and becomes a man, a human. Well, maybe a human, I don't know, but he looks human anyway, with a cape. Now, like I said, I can't remember if he had a top hat or not, but he definitely had a cape. And then when he gets to the other side of the parking lot, he becomes a cat again. Yeah, I think that would freak me out too. But it was just so bizarre. I thought, well, I got to share that one. That's just too cool not to share, right? So I thought I'd share that with you and see what you guys thought. I thought it was pretty cool, man. Anyway, that's going to do it. Have a good one.